Hey, and welcome back. I am glad to be in the saddle and glad to be behind this microphone. I got to tell you, we got a bunch of interesting stories, but we're going to start with one today that I think you guys are going to love. Um, Kind of get you caught up with what's going on with me. With those bunch of stories that are in the pipeline, I'm currently working two jobs, trying to live my best life and enjoy. Needless to say, we'll find a way to get some more energy. We'll double back and make some adjustments and keep this content coming. Again, my life is the content, and there's a ton of it. I just got to make the time and the patience to get these stories out to you guys. But again, you got me right now. It is about 9:30, almost 9:40. I think it's Wednesday, busy day, groceries, went to the supermarket, did some grocery shopping, then came back home. I've been so tired, man. Listen, I almost fell asleep behind the computer today. When you get to be my age, you pay attention to those things. And it just means either A, I need to make some adjustment and get more sleep, more rest, or find out what's going on with the rest that I'm currently getting right now if there's an issue with it. I won't bore you guys with that detail. Needless to say, we'll get it taken care of. We'll get some more energy and life into this old body. But again, I want to say thank you guys for tuning in and coming back, checking on your old country boy. Appreciate it. Uh, you guys gonna enjoy today's story, which is something that I remember from a while back. It kind of involves two things, which is one, my first love, which is basketball. I know some of the people gonna hate to hear that, but basketball was my first love. And you classify those things as a young man. Of course, you don't know everything, but you just know that for me, love was one of those things that you didn't want to you didn't want to have replaced. You didn't want to lose. And I wanted to play basketball almost 7 days a week if I could. I really enjoyed it. I wanted to be great at it. I didn't want to be good. I wanted to be great at it. And I believed in myself and I had the right amount of confidence and the drive. And the second thing is more so about friendship. When you live in a country and you find good people, there's tons of good people in the country, but when you find someone at your age, and on the same wavelength as you, just say that they're rare to come by these days, or come by those days. So it was always a hard thing to lose a good friend or good people. Probably one of the number one things that we hated about being in the country when you lose someone that you love or someone that was good to others. I cherished friends and always kept my mind relationship with my friends and, just trying to just be a better person to them and want them to be a better person to me. So I was always thinking of how can I, have my friends have fun? How can my friends get what I have? I was always like that, always. It might have been a flaw, but again, needs to say those two things we're going to talk about: friendship and basketball. Okay, and we're going to show you how they collided, and what I like to call is, wow, when you have that moment of epiphany, when you start looking at things and blood has been shed, and the two things that mean the most to you, you start to question. You start to say, is my best friend turning on me? Is he switching sides? Does he want my shine? Is he jealous? Is he really a friend? So let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Again, welcome everybody to Country Boy Chronicles. My name is Tony, and I am that country boy. So let's talk about it. So take you guys back, and again, I grew up in the South, in the country, Georgia. School name is Calhoun County, and mascot was the Cougars. And I do believe I may get this wrong, but I'm guessing that this was probably my sophomore or junior year. Still living in the shadows of some guys that was on the basketball team. Coach Rufus was the coach. Guys that he preferred. I shouldn't say preferred. Guys that he was accustomed to playing and starting and having that shine or having that star role. I took a backseat to him because basically I had no choice. But I just made sure when I got on the court that I outshined them. So one day at practice is like, I guess these guys, pardon me, these guys wasn't impressing coach, wasn't doing anything, and coach started running some plays for me. And I guess he got into one of those modes of where he wanted to use it as a teaching lesson to them. And so basically ran a few plays for me, and it was like three plays, and next thing you know, I've scored like 3 plays in a row, and coach is like, can anybody stop him? We're gonna run the same play until you guys get it right, until you stop him. Now mind you, all the so-called um I guess starters and guys that he looked up to, he wouldn't put those guys against me or on me. It was always the B squad, but he was just hyping, you guys need to get better and do, and see if you could stop him. So I rattled off about 6 to 8 points, 6 to 8 baskets in a row. And I'm really in a zone because I'm like, I believe what my coach believes, which is like, can nobody stop him? I'm just playing the role, having fun. Doing me. I notice the guys starting to get aggressive and they're trying to, live up to coach and trying to stop me and they're fouling me and I'm still scoring. I'm like 1 against 2, 1 against 3. I'm just having fun, having fun. Lo and behold, we go through this, keep doing this for a while. And my best friend, Marcus Harris, nicknamed Doja. And at the time, let me set the pace for you. Now, let me set the stage and the pace for you. Um, I'm living in the shadows of these guys. I'm really out here trying to ball my butt off. Then I got my best friend. He's on the backup squad, and he sees what's going on, and he knows the same thing I'm going through. And he's my advocate, but he's got to do his job. So coaches, again, like I said, running those plays, I'm just going off. Here I am looking like that young MJ out the South. Better represent, boy. Dickie boy for life. And we'll get into that and tell you a little bit about that. I know that's a city, but it also represents something that a bunch of us are young men, where we came from and what we stood for. And it's a story behind it. Whether you like it, love it, whether it's huge or small, it's a story behind the Dickie Boy. So look out for that. That's coming soon as well. But again, so your boy is just going off in practice. Coach is filling my head. Well, not really filling my head, but just pumping me up. And I'm running all these plays going through it. I knew my athleticism. I knew what I had inside of me, and I knew the things that I was capable of. So it was nothing for me, but I was just enjoying just the whole back and forth and going at it. We get to the end of the story where I rattle off so many guys are getting aggressive. My best friend's on the backup squad, so he's got to go against him. He's with those guys. Mind you, at the time I'm living with him, and it's all love. It was all love, and we're sharing clothes. We're doing everything together, man. We're brothers. Not like we were brothers, and we are brothers. So we go to that moment in practice where, again, I'm going off, and I'm under the basket. Last pass they gave me. Coach is like, if you guys can't stop him, of course, I'm going to make you guys run and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I feel no pity because once I got the ball in my hand, I'm going to tell you this. I understood. I may not have been on the level because I know there's levels to this, to playing, but I understood the savageness of Kobe Bryant. I understood the savage of Michael Jordan. Like there was no mercy on the court. You just punished. The joy came from just humiliating your opponents. And that's how what I live by. And that's how I played. So again, I'm under the basket. Coach is giving me a ball, pump fake. I remember though, like 2 guys went up and something just felt different. It felt really different. So I pump fake, and I'm giving him the ball fake. The ball and the head fake. Showing the ball, bring it back down. Back to kids today don't know anything about that, and most coaches wouldn't teach that. But again, let me do it again for you. 2 fakes, head fake, ball fake, and bring it back down. So I got 2 guys up, but again, something just felt different. And then as a time and they're coming down, I'm like, okay, it's time to go. So I spring up, going up, and all I remember, I just saw a flash. And wow, that moment, that flash, Let me tell you guys something. It left me with so many thoughts because it's like I told you at the beginning of the story. Did my best friend switch sides? Did he really exploit something that he thought he knew my move? Was he trying to build a name to get to be a starter? Was there no brotherhood, no loyalty and love between us at that moment? And there was so many things that go in my head, but let me put you back into the moment. So that flash was a ball fake, told you twice, because it was just something that in the South I was taught a little bit different. That ball fake got him up from a distance, and I didn't realize it. And I didn't care, didn't see it. He was on his way down, but he was coming at me. So when I told you I hit him with the head fake, ball fake, and then I started going up, well, he was on his way down, and lo and behold, his teeth and head face planted right here. Left me with about seven, I think 7 or 9, if I recall right, stitches. Opened up, had a flat top, opened up gashes on my head. All I remember is coach coming over to me, asking me was all right, and everyone was around me. But then I remember Doja behind me laying down, you know. I'm like, he's holding his lip. I'm thinking like, okay, got a busted lip. Okay, good. Shit, I got blood running from my head. You know, that's how I'm feeling. But I'm like, okay, blood has been shed. And it's my brother. So I'm confused. I'm like, wow, that was my brother? I thought I would be one of these other punks, you know? But needless to say, so we go in, run my head under the sink, blood. Coach is like, yeah, you got to get stitches. I'm like pissed now. Not pissed at no one, but just pissed I got to get stitches. Like, I'm thinking, I got a flat top. How is this going to work? That's what I'm thinking. Like, this is, you know, how's this going to work out? So minutes later, I see Doge and he's got a towel on his lip and he's like, hey, man, I'm probably, you know, I'm sorry, bro. I didn't mean that. And I probably got to go to the blah, 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 my lip bust. And I'm thinking like he's going to get stitches. Yeah, you know, okay. You know, you got to learn sometimes that the head is harder than your lip. You know, you see sometimes. But fast forward it. And Doja ended up had to get his bottom set of teeth cemented, meaning frozen together with whatever material they use. So many stitches in his lips. And I ended up with like 7 or 9 stitches in my head and a terrible headache. But again, what hurt me more than anything else, because again, coming from a young man from the South, I told you what means more to me than anything was I love basketball. It was my first love and friends. And I just couldn't really wrap my head around it first. And my best friend that I was living with just shed my blood. And it was an aggressive move that he took. But again, I was just late, you know, taken back by it. And just so you guys know, so I'm going to end this story. Retrospect, me and Doja are still best friends, and we're for life brothers. So don't, the lesson to the story is, I mean, it's always okay to judge the moment and, you know, just to use some sense and to evaluate, but don't get caught into your feelings. The game is a game. And the same thing that me and him taught little kids and we teach to this day. You have no friends when you're on the court. You have teammates. He was not my teammate at the moment. He was actually going against me. So, you know, I'm old enough and wise enough when we look back at things and realize that even when we had to go against each other, we have to put friendship to the side because we both love the game that much. I mean, our loyalty and passion for the game superseded that moment, our friendship. And it was such a beautiful thing now to look back at it and be able to learn from it. So that is the moral lesson to the story. Just don't get caught in your feelings. Even when you go through some tough things, evaluate it, learn from it, and grow from it. But again, man, when you shed blood with the two things you love the most, it will bring the best out of you or the worst. Just stay positive, people. I love you, and we'll see you on the next one. God bless. Peace.